back in the saddle again. It is Monday night here at ETV Live, and it's real sim racing here with the chase race number 5 here live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the points are shaking out like this so far. Landon Huffman, Chad Cole, Guy Snyder, they occupy the top 3 positions up here. But I'll tell you what a night at Talladega last week. Of course, Landon Huffman going home with the trophy. Chad Cole, not so good, but I'll tell you what, let's take it on up to the booth and get more. Here are Wesley Outland and Michael Keaton.
Well, thank you so much, J.D. Webb. Also, it's great to have you back in the saddle again as well. And again, we welcome you here for race number 5 in the chase. And of course, Michael Keaton, this is the halfway point as the race continues. The chase to the checkers for that Bob Earl Racing seat valued at almost $400. Man, I'll tell you what, it's exciting, it's intense, and it's always exciting when we come right back home to the home track where a lot of race teams are based out of, Charlotte Motor Speedway, in my home state, the Tar Heel state of North Carolina.
Probably one of the busiest cities in North Carolina when the cars come to this track, Concord, North Carolina. USA, 1.5 mile track here tonight, Wes. Looking for some good under the light racing here tonight. These guys are amped up, ready to go. Race number 5 of the chase. It's getting down to the wire here. And last week, as JD mentioned, Landon Huffman taking that victory home, but Chad Cole, who's second in the points right now, finishing in a disappointing 18th last week at Talladega.
Yeah, of course, Guy Snyder, the 4th in that Gulf Motor Oil number 27 car, is 3rd in the point standing, 60 points back to Huffman. He finished 6th last weekend outside the top 5. R.J. Williams in a controversial race between him and Huffman on the last lap at Talladega last Monday night. Anything happened at Talladega. He's now tied with Snyder and Williams for the 5th position, or 4th in the points. Joseph Hayes, 67, back in 5th. Now, here's the thing. Here's the letdown. Williams is 4th. He was battling for the win, got disqualified or got held back a lap, fell to 16th in the running order last Monday. Joseph Hayes, 5th in the points. He finished 8th, had a strong run. And, of course, that's a rundown of your top 5, just starting the top 6. And let's give them a rundown of the rest of the top 10 there, because it's intense. And we had a lot of upsets, good and bad, for the rest of the shakedown of the points.
And one of those upsets, West, last week at Dega, John Abbott. I tell you, he had that car right where he wanted it, other than in the wall with about 5-10 laps to go. Finished 25th, but he holds 6th in the points, just 79 points behind that leader. And Jay Horton, who had a good start last week at Dega, finishing in the top 10, he'll take that any day. He's 7th in the points right now. And Eric Arnold, the man we call Navy Nuke, 8th in points right now. Not a bad finish last week at Talladega for the most part. He finished 15th. And Adam Roberts coming home in a disappointing 20th last week. He's 9th in the points, 101 back from Landon. And then finally in 10th spot in the points, David Lanza. He's 107 behind. Also, you got your 2 guys that's kind of like we call them the Bubble West. Doug Roth in 11th. He's 117 down. And Chad Schilling, who's going to need a miracle tonight to get back into this hunt. He sits 12th in points, 128 behind Huffman.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, though. We always trim the fat, so to speak, Michael Keaton. And here's my Outland version of trimming the fat here in race 5 of the chase, getting ready for Charlotte. And I'm just going to say it's the number 5. If you're in the top 5 in the points, then you've got a chance. But anybody from John Abbott on back, they can kiss their championship hopes goodbye. But again, will happen in the for that Bob Earl Racing seat for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series and the chase for the Cup Championship.
Also want to add, Wes, that guy that's in 5th, Joseph Hayes, that you mentioned, he's got to have a good run tonight to kind of get himself back into the mix. Hey, he's looking for his first win of the season, and in fact, there's 2 other guys looking for that first win of the season. That's John Abbott, who's sitting right behind him in 6th, and also Adam Roberts, who's in 9th. He hasn't won too. So a lot of guys looking for their first win tonight here at Charlotte. What better track to win at than here at the Motor Speedway?
Absolutely. And by the way, speaking of that Bob Earl Racing seat, a simulation rock cockpit created and designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit? Bob Earl certainly knows what it means to have a comfortable racing seat. The design features a fully adjustable racing seat and frame, additional monitor stand, and shifter mount sold separately. A high-quality and affordable alternative to others that cost thousands of dollars. You can get this one valued at only $349 plus shipping. See it at www.bobearlracing.com. Order one today. That's bobearlracing.com. And, of course, it's now time to introduce always our all-star pit crew, and what an awesome job they do on pit road every week on Monday night with the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. First off, we'd like to introduce Dakota Ehrman. Dakota Ehrman, I'll tell you what, buddy, it's going to be an exciting night in the pits, but I understand that Dakota's got some upcoming stories. So before we throw it to Dakota about some of the scoops about what has been called now the biggest car count in the history of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series broadcasted by ETV Live, let's go to our other pit reporter on the midsection of pit road, Joshua Harbison. What have you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, there's a lot of cars here tonight, and it's Charlotte. There's bound to be a good turnout, but tonight they're talking to some of the crews and the crew chiefs. They're going to make 4-tire stops, and they're going to go about 50 to 55 laps on fuel. And, if we have green flag pit stops, watch them when they come in or watch them when they exit. They're also talking it's rough getting on this pit road.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And of course, Michael Keaton, anything can happen here at Charlotte. It's a 1.5-mile track, 31 degrees of banking when they go up into turns number 1 and 2. There's about 18 degrees on the straightaways. It's banked, it's fast, it's exciting. And hey, you want to win at your home place where all these race teams are based out of.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, when we return from the national anthem, we'll hear these cars fired it up and give you the qualification rundown when we return to etv-eplay.net. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for 135 laps around the Mecca of Motorsports, a 1.5 mile lit up Charlotte Motor Speedway. Taking a look at your starting lineup on the pole in the DeWalt Chevrolet 17, Chad Cole to his outside, Chris Schallenberger in the 35. Row 2, Michael.
Landon Huffman is starting third. Outside him, R.J. Williams.
Row number 3, it's going to be the 78 of Rick Fawcett to his outside, the 26 of Jonathan Goodell.
The number 4 machine starting 7, C.J. Lavera. To his right, Jay Horton in the 83.
Row number 5, Steve Ritter in the 16, and John Abbott in the number 10. He's 6th in the points. Got to really have a good run to try to get back in the chase. Championship, he'll start 10th.
Guy Snyder directly behind him, starting 11th. Outside Sky tonight, Brian Harvey.
Continuing on at row 7, Rhinestone Cowboy Glenn Campbell in the Penske 44. David Lance in the 33. He'll start 14th.
Rolling off 15th is Steve Gottschalk. To his right, Brian Hartford.
Continuing on the line of 97, Nathan Little in the 17th position. Chad Schilling to the 25. He'll be 18th, row 9.
Next row, Ronnie Potts. Outside him, the 88, Adam Roberts.
Continuing on with row number 11, Scott Brotherton of the number 9, Keith Brooks Jr. with the 71.
The 43 machine, Doug Roth, starting 23rd. Rolling off 24th, John Milwain.
Row number 13, it's going to be Justin Wilson of the 58 and Michael Downtown Gray in the 66.
Jose Gonzalez, starting 27th. Outside him in the 85 machine, Nathan Bowers.
Continuing on now with row number 15, Douglas Wyatt. He'll start 29th in the 12, and Rand Watkins will be 30th in the 3.
And those failing to qualify, R.C. Rigdon, Rich Jett, White Wolf Jr., Joseph Hayes, Eric Arnold, Patrick Hawhey, Ed Williams Jr., Wyatt Wolf, Stephen Herring, starting 39 Chevrolets, Fords, Dodges in the field here tonight, Wes. Going to be exciting.
It is definitely going to be what everybody's ready for. I've been looking forward to doing this race in the RSR Full Throttle Cup Chase Championship of all the other ones. Pace car drops onto pit road. Welcome, hometown boys, to North Carolina at the Mecca of Motorsports. Green flag goes in the air, and we're underway with race number 5 in the chase. And they jump off into turn number 1. Already jumping out of line goes R.J. Williams. He'll make a move on the inside of the 17 to Chad Cole for the lead. He'll carry Landon Huffman down the backstretch for 3rd.
And Chad Cole going to get a little bit of competition early here. Going into 3, it looked like Chris Schallenberger was going to have it. He touches 3 wide a little bit here, Wes, coming off 1 new leader.
R.J. Williams got really denied. Talladega last week, he says, I'm going to make an emphatic statement tonight. The ETV Live 21 Chevrolet goes to the front. He'll lead lap number 1. Chad Cole's going to be in the 2nd spot. Landon Huff 3rd. They're all single file. And we got a car going around there. Seeing car number 71, and Keith Brooks Jr. has lost the handle. He spins to the bottom of the racetrack in turn 2. No damage on the Call of Duty Chevrolet Impala. Will still keep it green. It looks no caution's out.
Yeah, caution is out, in fact. And Wes, it looked like that machine just got a little loose on his own and lost it. And Keith Brooks Jr.'s in the wall. Big hard hit.
Definitely another 71 car puts us under the yellow flag for the first time on lap number 2. Or come to the line, it'll be lap number 3 this time by. And looking at the replay, if you watch on your ETV ePlay replay machine screen, you'll be able to see the machine screen. You'll be able to see Fast Track John Wesleyan, a.k.a. Fingers, giving you the recap of what happened to the 71. And I'm telling you, it looks like he's got all 4 wheels still up. All fenders are still connected. Michael, no damage on that 71 car.
But I tell you who took a little bit of damage, and that's the guy that was right behind him. Nowhere to go. Just ran slap into him. That's the number 11 machine of Jose Gonzalez. I believe this is his first race of the season with this group, so tough break for him. And there
definitely tough.
There's been a risk to that 71 machine of Keith Brooks Jr. from that impact, and there's some heavy damage to the front of that machine.
Definitely under the caution flag here, and of course they'll patrol a couple of laps, and nobody comes to pit road, and I didn't expect that to happen anyway.
Yeah, it's real early here. Lap 4, these guys barely got anywhere on those tires. Probably didn't even get them heated up quick enough, Wes. There was some guys in the very back come down, but those guys just coming down probably to make a few minor adjustments and probably get 4 tires, and especially the 71 machine and the 11 machine of Jose Gonzalez and Keith Brooks Jr. They're both down pit road. Damage to those machines. Real tough to take here and swallow here early on, Wes. 4 laps into an event that's so prestigious here at Charlotte, North Carolina.
Absolutely. And by the way, while we're under caution, let me tell you about Stock Car Evolution 2012. It brings the intensity, gritted, roaring sound of NASCAR to the PC and R Factor world. SCE 2012 is a scratch-built stock car simulator mod for R Factor, which has been in development since 2005 and is a highly detailed simulation with new levels of detail in both physics and graphics. offering up thrilling racing action with the realism that hardcore fans crave. Stock Car Evolution has been in development since 2005. Do you have what it takes? Find out at StockCarEvolution.com. Under caution flag, the ETV Live Radio. Coincidence or not, Michael Keaton leads the way for the time being. We're run more laps under caution than at full song.
Yeah, and tell you what, Wes, early on, woes for a couple of guys. Dakota Ehrman's got something from pit road to report to us. Dakota?
Yeah, you guys talking earlier, you wanted me to report a little bit. Well, I can tell you exactly what I know from this track. It's loose. Getting into turn 1, it's loose. Getting off of turn 2, it's loose. Anywhere you go on this track, it's going to be loose. As you saw those guys getting turned around, but sliding around is going to be the game tonight. I think that's all you're going to see is a lot of sliding, slipping and sliding, but it can make for some good racing. A guy that you want to keep your eye on, I swear, Chad Cole started from the pole. I think it's been a while since he's done that, and Chad Cole, if you'll remember, is in second in points. I believe he's about 48 points out of the lead, so he has to have as good a day possible to try to catch just a little bit Landon Huffman.
Yeah, and Wes, just to add to that, Dakota, you know, I kind of put a little mental note in my head about these turns here at Charlotte. You know, turn 4, coming off turn 4, off 2. But hey, what about the tricky entrance to turn 1? These cars want to get so close to that outside wall to dive it down real hard in turn 1. So I made a little mental note that turn 1, even entering turn 1, may be a little tricky. Some guy might get a little too high, hit the wall. What do you think, Dakota?
Yeah, that's gonna be tricky, especially coming off the trial, because you gotta kind of arc it so you can get loose in this trial very easily. So you gotta arc it so you don't get loose, but then you go up and almost hit the wall, and it's real scary. And then when you try to shove it down the corner, it gets loose. I mean, that's how this track is. It's a ride all the time, and turn 1 will be a very, very tricky spot tonight. I have a feeling you might see a record 2 there, Keaton.
Absolutely, Dakota.
Well, the pace car lights are off the Ford Mustang Fiat pace car now as we'll get ready to go for the restart. And right now we're on lap number 6 of 135. Long way to go. And I was going to say short time to get there, but it might be a long way to get here tonight as we're only working our first caution. We'll go back to green. We had 2 laps under green, 4 under yellow. It'll be lap number 7 when they come for the restart. And of course, that Ford Mustang pace car will come to pit road, and we always do it. Every RSR Full Throttle Cup Series event, but it means so much in the quest for that Bob Earl racing seat, and when it's down to the top 12 best in the chase for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship, it is now time as the pace car accelerates and drops onto pit road. ETV sound off. Crank up your monitors, crank up your surround sound, and listen to the power of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series as they come idling under caution to full song as the pace car brings them to green this time by. And ladies and gentlemen, they're back to the green flag as they go back down into turn number 3. R.J. Williams leads the way in the ETV Live Radio Chevrolet. That reminds me, HDRadioNetwork.com, Windows Media Guide, TuneIn Radio, iTunes Radio, and of course ETV-ePlay.net. Rock your brains out to the most exciting, great music that matches with the great race of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series. And I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton, he's looking to put 2 wins on the year in the chase with the ETV Live Chevrolet in turn 3.
And then you've got to mention the number 17 machine, that Ford stuck in between 2 Chevrolets of Huffman and Williams, who leads this thing, coming to complete lap 10 with 126 laps to go. Chad Cole's got a little bit of a battle in front of him, though, with R.J. Williams.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Of course, the top 3, top 4 are all single file. Nobody really getting antsy racing-wise except for maybe for position number 9. That's where Guy Snyder the 4th in the Gulf Snyder Fuels entry 27 tries to close in on the 26th of the Navy entry of Jonathan Goodell. Goodell's got Rick Fox in front of him. That's for position 7 and 8. That battle heats up now side by side into turn 1. 7th and 8th, Fox and Goodell battle it out. Now here comes Guy Snyder the 4th. He's now trying to make him run on Goodell. That battle heats up again, Michael, in turn 3.
Looks like Guy Snyder trying to get the entry into 4 down low. Couldn't quite get it. That Navy machine of Goodell going to hang on to 8th for now. But going into 1, Guy Snyder might look back to the inside, off the throttle a little bit, but denied about 2 car lengths behind as Guy Snyder tries to get into that top 8 machine.
Down the back straightaway, still for your top 3. Williams is out in front. Chad Cole just about 1/100th of a second off on his rear deck lid. And then you got Landon Huffman ready to strike. He's in 3rd. He's won a Bob Earl Racing seat before in that C2C Chevrolet Impala out of Hickory, North Carolina. But the question is who's going to be the lucky recipient of the seat this year? Or is he going to have another buddy come over and we'll have 2 racing at the same time? They battle it out. 3 cars, single file in turn 3.
3 out of the top 4 guys up front.
All right, so the battle continues on. You got R.J. Williams. He's out in front. Chad Cole sits in 2nd. 3rd is Landon Huffman. And to give you a little bit more updates on these drivers and where they're from, it's now time for an ETV. Where are they from? And we're going to talk about the man that's leading the points, the 75 Chevrolet of Landon Huffman. And let's throw it to Michael Keaton for that information.
I believe Landon Huffman's from this home state here in North Carolina. It could be South Carolina. It says Carolina on the club.
It is. It definitely is. And you know what? We'll throw it down to Mr. Know-It-All, the man, the racing guru, and the guy that does the Midwest Racing Report with me on And the Winner Is. That's why I have him on the show. He's Mr. Know-It-All. Justin Rose, now, what's the information on Landon Huffman?
Landon up.
Man, anyhow, the number, okay, anyhow, I know this guy. 75, Landon Huffman. 2 guys had their chance. They both struck out. 3-time home run. 75, Landon Huffman from Claremont, North Carolina. The reason why I said Hickory is he races a real limited late model car at the Hickory Motor Speedway. I just saw him a couple weeks ago down there at the Fall Brawl, the Pepsi Fall Brawl, which is their big race of the year. His intentions also is to be in a NASCAR late model stock to be ready for Martinsville's big late model race, which is this weekend for next year. He's a heck of a driver. He's great a wheelman in the sim racing world, as you see here right now. He's sitting in 3rd. He's won, 4 out of the last 5 races, or 3 out of the last 5. He knows how to get it done, Michael Keaton.
Oh, he really does. In fact, this guy's got 8 wins total so far this season to his name. And Wes, did you know this? This guy, Landon Huffman, is not only leading the points here, but he's actually getting real close in the top 10 to get into this Pro Series, and potentially into the DWC. So Landon Huffman really can work this car on NI racing.
Definitely, no doubt about that. And by the way, we are now coming up on which lap on the board now? Of course, of 135, we're on lap number 20. 20 laps are complete of 135. And by the way, If you enjoy IndyCar racing, then join John Petchin and company with the Open Paddock live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Catch Sean and the boys for motorsports in brief, eyes on IndyCar results, and of course the season's over. Ryan Hunter-Ray was the champion. And of course, don't miss the Mazda Road to Indy updates, all live on ETV Live. That's tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern. Michael King.
The 98 machine, Stephen Herron, being shown down pit road in that Mike McDonald's Chevrolet, getting right side tires on that car. Not real sure why he's come down pit road here, Wes, but it's awful early. Only 20 laps completed. He's a lap down. The number 98 machine, again, running 37th position on pit road, and he's not moving.
Top entry. Course pit road, Josh Armisen.
How about I take this instead, guys? Stephen Herring came down, and they believe they had some damage on the right front. They think they had a tire going down, and something might have broken the front end. They're actually not quite sure what happened, but they think they've got everything fixed and got that car rolling.
Definitely the 98 of Herring. Go ahead.
Not sure why he pitted there, Wes. It's so early. 20 laps into this thing, he's gone 2 laps down. He may be close here to going 3. In fact, R.J. Williams just put number 3 on him, so that's going to be hard to come back from.
Definitely no doubt about it. The number 21, R.J. Williams, leads the way in the ETV Live radio car. Chad Cullen, the Walt Chevrolet colors, is in second. Landon Huffman sits in third. Fourth is Chris Schallenberger. Fifth is Steve Ritter. And let's give him a rundown of the bottom top 5 to make 10 there, Michael.
6 belonging to the 78 machine of Rick Founts and Guy Snyder. There he is. He's 3rd in points. He's sitting 7th on the track right now and really needs to get that car in a little bit better shape to have any kind of shot at chasing Huffman down. C.J. Laverne, that number 4 machine, has worked his way back to 8. Jonathan Goodell, we mentioned him earlier, battling with Snyder a little on earlier. The number 26 machine sitting 9th. And then, as you call him, the Glenn Rhinestone Campbell, and that number 44 Penske Chevrolet sitting 9th.
Absolutely, a 10th. He's in 10th. And of course, that's the way they are for the time being, as we're 25 laps in of this 135 lap event here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're clean and green for the moment. We'll step away and pace the field. Once again, a big thanks to Bob Earl Race Seats as that quest continues for that seat valued at over $400. This is race number 5 in the chase. If they finish tonight, they'll be halfway through with 5 down and 5 to go. From Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Chase for the Championship on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Travers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR race.
Welcome back to, of course, the excitement of race number 5 in the chase for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship. R.J. Williams is the leader in that number 21 Chevrolet Impala. And in just a couple moments, we will throw it to Justin Rose now to give you a little update on some of these drivers in these cars. Kind of give you a little bit more information of these guys than just behind the wheel running this sim event. Chad Cole's in second. We talked about Landon Huffman being a sim driver and a reality driver. Man, I'm telling you what, these guys are getting it done. That's your top 3 for the moment. Rick Fox, he's putting on an awesome performance, and so is Schallenberger, Michael Keaton. Probably the best runs for these guys that I've seen in a long time in 4th and 5th.
I want to take it back all the way to 17th where Jay Horton runs with Ronnie Potts. Wes, a moment ago, these guys were too wide, and then Scott Brotherton, who's in 19th, and Eric Arnold also, they were too wide, so a little bit of racing going on here in the mid-pack here. Out of 2, Ronnie Potts down low, trying to make the pass on that AVP All Vegas Poker Chevrolet coming into 3.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. In a battle for the lead, Cole to the inside. He'll put that 17 DeWalt Chevrolet to the bottom. On to turn 1 and 2. Williams up to the top. Door to door down the back stretch. Here comes Huffman. He'll try to make it a 3-car battle for the lead in turn 3.
It's hard to say who's got the preferred line here at Charlotte. Both bottom and high lane works pretty good. Looks like the momentum's carrying along with that Ford DeWalt machine of Chad Cole on the bottom down the front stretch.
Battle continues on for that lead. Cole to the inside. Williams about got pushed up, squeezed to the wall. He'll now pull back down, up to turn 2. He'll try to close it on Cole. Now Huffman will reel him in. He'll try to take second from Williams. These guys went bad at Talladega last week. It was controversial. Could we see controversial again? They're going to turn 3, with still Cole leading out of 4.
Cole, your race leader right now, completing lap 35 here. Nearly 100 laps to go, Wes. R.J. Williams under fire moments ago from 17, now under fire from the 75 points leader of Landon Huffman, although they're separated by a car length coming off 2.
Down the back straight away. Cole still out in front. Huffman will try it one more time to the inside. And, well, what about the momentum for Faust and Snyder in 4th and 5th? Well, actually, Schallenberger just got pushed to 6th. Snyder will go to 5th. They'll come to the line. It's still going to be the top 3 right there neck and neck as they go into turn 1.
I'm going to tell you something. Nearly 4 seconds is separating these 3 boys up front. Chad Cole, R.J. Williams, Landon Huffman, and the only guy anywhere near close is Rick Faust, who sits that 78 machine in 4th. Nearly 4 seconds down. Meanwhile, 75 machine under the 21 coming off 4.
And this is for the 2nd spot. Huffman at the line. He'll go to 2nd. 21 pushed back to 3rd. Meanwhile, Cole, he's in the lead, but not by much. They're going to try now to go Maverick and Goose with one another and reel in Cole for that top spot down the backstretch.
You're probably going to see these 2 guys settle in now, run behind each other. They're both part of Huffman Racing as the 75 machine leads them. And we're going to go down to an update with Dakota Airman. He's got some information on David Lanza, who's sitting 10th in the points, whose night might be done. Dakota, what's going on with the 33 machine?
David Lanza dropped fuel pressure, not quite able to keep the car rolling. The fuel just not going through the pumps. Not sure what's wrong with it, but they're going to sit in the garage and work on it to see if they can knock that thing refired and rolling.
Tough break for David Lanza. Definitely, man. We both said the same thing together. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say exactly. I mean, tough break. That's the only 2 words of choice that you can use here. Sitting 10th in the points, 107 back. Man, tough break. Fuel pump problem. That's how it is here, though, with racing with RSR.
Hey, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned in to a special broadcast of the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship Chase on ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. Always pushing the bar just a little bit further. And they're proud to introduce ETV Live Radio, supported by HD Radio Network. ETV Live Radio features classic rock every hour, every day. You can also catch live events such as race day broadcasts right from the booth, like tonight's race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Open paddock every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern. And the Winter is Motorsports Show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. The Pit Report on Friday nights at 7. ETV Live Radio, featured in the sports section of iTunes. get the mobile app from tunedin.com and look for us on Windows Media Guide, ETV Live Radio on the HD Radio Network. The lead continues to go to, of course, that number 17 of Chad Cole. He sets the bar, leading the back into 1 and 2.
Chad Cole continuing to lead this race. 41 laps completed in. They're coming up on a little bit of lap track ahead in turn 3 right now in 34th position. Douglas White ahead of him also in the Think Pure, Think Cure Chevrolet. Keith Brooks Jr. involved in a wreck earlier. He's 1 lap down now. But in front of him also fallen victim close is Michael Gray, West. Some of these guys could go down a lap early here. And looking back here at 8th position, West, stuff starting to heat up here.
Definitely correct on that. It's for position numbers 7 and 8 now as the 44 Penske Chevrolet, the Rhinestone Cowboy Glenn Campbell, goes by Steve Ritter. Now Ritter losing momentum. He's in 8th spot. He'll try to close back in, and don't count out that number 10. He had a bad week last week at Talladega. John Abbott, the RD Chevrolet Impala, he's now closing in that battle as they go back into 1-1.
Yeah, let's ride on board with John Abbott here if we can in the Chevrolet Stroker Races, RSR, RealSimRacing.com Chevrolet. Hey, John has done an excellent job with this series, Real Sim Racing. I've enjoyed myself, Wes. I know you have. He's trying to chase down one of the most competitive guys on the track, and that's the 1-6 in front of him of Steve Ritter. That guy's always in the front. He qualified 9th. He's sitting 8th, and John Abbott's really trying to reel that car in. He knows he's got to do something tonight. He's sitting 6th in points, Wes.
Definitely no doubt about that. And another driver that I want to touch on is the man that's in 17th right now, having a pretty quiet night. Eric Arnold, the Navy Nuke. He just got past Scott Brotherton for position. Now Brotherton tries to battle back on his inside in the number 9 car. And of course, Brotherton had one of the best races he had at Talladega last weekend, led some laps there in the event. RC Rigdon hanging behind him as well. But the Navy Nuke of Eric Arnold, kind of an up and down night for him. He sits in 16th, slowly but surely coming back through the field, so to speak. But right now, nobody can catch Chad Cole. And believe it or not, he's about a half a lap from catching him and putting him a lap down, guys.
Hey, Wes, I'm still watching this battle back here. As you mentioned, Eric Arnold, Navy Nuke, 16th, moving back to 17th. Scott Brotherton just passed him in the lime green Chevrolet of RC Rigdon's, all but on the back door of him. And that's the battle for 16th here, guys, on the track as they complete lap 46.
Yeah, this has actually turned into a 4-car battle for position number 15 now as Brotherton jumps in front of him and takes that number 15 spot. The Navy Chevrolet colors of Eric Arnold now pull to the inside. He gives him a punt, gets him sideways, pushes him up the racetrack. Arnold might have a run in the U.S. Navy entry in turn 4. He'll make it work and carry Rigdon with him. He'll carry Ritter with him. 3 cars in a blanket to the bottom. Yeah. We're not in Talladega, but you can draft this, Charlotte. It just got through the proved theory a moment ago here in turn 4.
I tell you what, 3 and 4, big-time battlegrounds here for the number 9 machine of Scott Brotherton in the 47 Chevrolet of Navy Nuke, Eric Arnold, who now gets a little tap from the RC Rigdon.
Down into the corner. Rigdon now goes to the inside of Arnold. That position will go along. It's hot, it's heated, and understanding we're probably about 12 laps, 11 to 12 laps to pit stops. Slide job! Arnold gets turned around. He gets spun down to the inside of the racetrack. Everybody goes up top to miss him. Single car incident. Arnold goes for a spin. He had help from Brotherton in turn number 2 on the back straightaway.
Wes, the 83 machine, Jay Horton in front of that. I thought he was going to escape danger, but him, and it looked like the number 8 machine of Scott Brotherton, or the 9 machine of Scott Brotherton in 18th place, just couldn't get it out of the way in enough time.
Yes, you're exactly right. It was heated. It had to happen. You knew it was going to happen eventually. Patience was wearing thin. That number 9 car, Scott Brotherton, what a great run he had. He just run the 47 of Arnold down the back stretch just a little bit too much, and in the end exchange, Arnold's car goes for a violent spin down off the apron, hits the inside retaining pit wall, and puts us under caution. Now he overshoots his pit stall. Let's go to Dakota. Let's go to Dakota Ehrman for the update on the 47 car.
Not looking too good. We don't know when he'll be able to get out. I think he's going to get out and try to hold his lap, but much damage on that machine, and I think he might be. Actually, I think they might hold him here to try to fix the damage, and he may have to go several laps down. Another thing I want to talk about, Steve Ritter, who was in the 16, he was running mid-pack, was actually turned by John Abbott going into turn number 3 a while ago. He got the wall, and then had to come down pit road. Mr. Stoll had to back up, but 4 tires for that machine. Steve Ritter not having a good night either.
So a tough break for Eric Arnold, and so much for that lap number 59 or 60 pit window. Everybody's coming to pit road. We're ready to cover some of the pit stops. Let's go to our all-star pit crew of ETV. First off to Joshua Harbison and the leader, Chad Cole. Michael Keaton's on pit road. He's going to take on 4 tires. Sunoco fuel going in on that Ford 17 DeWalt. He'll pull out of pit road. Huffman's right there with him. So is Williams. To the firing line. They'll come off of pit road. A 3-car battle. Out of the pits. Michael Keaton, that was intense.
It really was, and back behind them, the number 44 machine of Glenn Campbell and John Abbott. He's going to move up a spot, barely edging out the Rhinestone Campbell coming off pit road. So a lot of good strategy and a lot of good racing on pit road here.
Absolutely no doubt about it. Chad Cole comes onto pit road first. He will leave the pits first. More cars that are a lap down or more are also onto pit road as well. Fastest speed of the race, 57. Turning speeds. Well, actually, I'll wait for my telemetry to come back up here. I can tell it's already off. But, of course, we're under caution. Scott Brotherton got in to the number 47 of Eric Arnold, and looking to see where Eric Arnold's going to end up on the scoring telemetry. He is right now currently 1 lap down, and his car is still on pit road. Man, I'll tell you what, Dakota Ehrman, what are they doing to the 47? Is it still looking bad for the Navy Nuke?
Yes, it is not looking too good. He is still on pit road, and they don't think that he's going to be able to make up any time or any laps here. They're just trying to get his car somewhat where it'll at least stay up somewhat with the leaders and be somewhat competitive with the rear of the field at least. So the 47 looking like he's in trouble, but they are working hard to get that car back out.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton, while you're under the caution flag, let's give them a rundown of the top 10 for the moment as we'll get ready for the restart. Hey, by the way, dude, if your pickup truck is too small for the load, get a real truck to haul it. They sponsor the Friday Night Showdown Series. Their finale is at this Friday night, and then the All-Star race is next weekend. And, of course, it's presented by Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated provides long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishables, even refrigerated products, and a whole lot more. With storage facilities in the U.S. and Canada, CTPAT approved, and fast express drivers, Gary Mercer Trucking Inc. is the best choice to haul your load. Give the old pickup a rest. Call Gary Mercer Trucking at 800-668-2980. That's toll free at 800-668-2980, or check them out at gmercer.com. And of course, a rundown of the right now as they stand. It is Landon Huffman who's out in front. R.J. Williams is in second. Guy Snyder the fourth is third. John Abbott sits in fourth. Glenn Campbell is fifth. Chad Schilling is sixth. Adam Roberts, 7th. Brian Harford, that's a new name. Just one to go with the lights are on the pace cars. And 9th, Nathan Little. 10th is Jonathan Goodell.
Chris Schallenberger going through the rest of the field here, Wes. In the mix of things, moved that machine up to 11th. R.C. Rigdon, we just mentioned him. He was in a battle for 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th before the wreck came out, and he moved all the way up to 12th, so good for the lime green Chevrolet there. Steve Gottschalk also in the mix of that race and just missing the wreck. He's in 13th. Ronnie Potts 14th, and rounding out the top 15, Joseph Hayes.
16th is Doug Robb. Then it's going to be Brian Harvey. Justin Wilson, 18th. John Milway, 19th. And Wyatt Wolf is in 20th. Pace car gets ready to come on to pit road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I mentioned the Open Paddock every Tuesday night at 9:30 tomorrow night with Sean Pitchin and friends. 1 year ago today, we lost one of the greatest race car drivers ever, Dan Weldon. This ETV Live sound off is in memory of this driver as we come to green. Again, the race lap, the ETV sound off in memory of Dan Weldon. Gone, but not forgotten. Landon Huffman leads the way. Guy Snyder, the fourth, is in second. He's trying to put the car in victory lane for the first time in the chase this year. Michael Keaton, can we see that Gulf Oil number 27 make a move? Not anymore. R.J. Williams jumps back to second out of turn 2.
Guy Snyder desperately needs this win tonight, but what he needs more is Landon Huffman to have a bad finish. Landon Huffman's 48 points ahead of Cole, who's in second in the points, and he's 60 ahead of Guy Snyder, who's sitting third on the track. So even though a top 3 would be great for Snyder's crew, it's not going to be good enough if Huffman wins.
Awesome job, and I see some of these guys sporting the pink on their cars for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that's great to have on these machines for the month of October. Remember to do your part in supporting the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation and find that race for the cure as we do in reality and in simulation. Chris Schallenberger, we ain't talked about him much tonight. He sits right there outside the top 10 and 9th. And of course, Nathan Little now jumps up to the 10th position. Name that we are going to probably be singing here because he is really coming through the field strong in that Cole Racing Chevrolet Impala. He's about to run down Schallenberger for 9th on the backstretch in turn 3.
Hey Wes, I'm looking back here in position 24. It's the battle with Michael Grave and Steve Litter. Car down low, the number 3, Jay Randall Watkins. Underneath the Apex, he's running 20th at 3 machines. Well, he's just exited the track. No caution though, Wes.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep it green. And of course, that was a great battle that was going on there. Now we're going to look at the 34th position. Steve Ritter now trying to run down Steve Herron and Eric Arnold all in front of him. Steve Ritter, he's kind of had an up and down year. And I really believe, Michael Keaton, if you could recap back to the race, the last race before the chase, the last chance to make it in, he wouldn't have got done wrong the way that he got turned between him and Huffman racing at Richmond. You might have seen a different side of Ritter running for the championship in that Barbaro Racing this year.
Absolutely. If Ritter got on this league when it first launched, we would definitely be seeing Ritter in the top 5. Although here tonight, position 34th, he's 5 laps down. I think he was involved in a crash earlier, Wes. It got him unsettled, but he's still hanging in there. He's still competing, and that just shows the character of Steve Ritter. I've always liked Ritter. He does a fine job on the track, and he stays in the thick and thin of things.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And of course, Steve Ritter currently right now 5 laps down on the racetrack as the battle out of turn 4, back of the line. Landon Huffman in his own world. This is, could you say it's his song My Town, so to speak, comes to play by, Montgomery Gentry. Because this is his town. This is his trouble. We got trouble on the racetrack. Trouble up in turn number 1.
Wes, cars flipping everywhere from Ronnie Potts sitting 13th. This is the big one at Charlotte. Huge wreck, and I think it started with R.C. Rigdon in 12th and 11th with Adam Roberts, the number 88 Jets Pizza Chevrolet, right into turn 1. What did I tell you, Dakota, it was going to happen, and it did. 19, Wes, getting into the left rear of the 88 machine and sent off a big chunk, as Justin Rosenall calls it. Huge wreck in the one.
Big trouble. And of course, man, we wasn't expecting this. Definitely wasn't expecting this one. 78 is they're putting him in his spot back. Man, I'll tell you what, just if you look on the replay, Michael, you had a better visual of that wreck than I did. I was looking on the backstretch while you called the action in one. What happened?
Wes, it just looked like the 19 machine got a little loose, like we talked about, coming out of the tri-oval, trying to go up into one. He might have caught the edge of the grass in the tri-oval, and yes, he did, and just lost control. The wheels just wouldn't turn, went up right into the 88 machine, hitting him, causing him to spin up in front of the track. Ronnie Potts involved, Justin Wilson involved, I believe Gottschalk involved, and I think Chad Cole barely misses the wreck. We might want to go in his end car and watch that, but a couple of guys taking some e-ticket rides, and in fact, I want to say it was Ronnie Potts sitting 13th in car number 2 who took that e-ticket ride hard lit.
So the yellow flag is out. We got cars on pit road. Another voice will bring back in on the midsection. Joshua Harvitt's in the top 3 right there. With that's Huffman and Cole and Williams. They all just came off pit road, but what do they do?
Yeah, Huffman and Williams, they both took 4 tires and full tank of fuel. The same thing with Chad Cole. And hopefully this time Chad Cole can get out without having to get another penalty, but it looks like he did.
Absolutely, and of course, Rigdon's car in position number 21. And I'll tell you what, RC Rigdon, are you okay out there, buddy? What in the world happened going into turn 1 before the big one?
I didn't get the first part of your transmission yet.
No, RC Rigdon, man, are you okay? What in the world happened going there into turn 1?
I just got through the tunnel turn, got a little loose, and went through the grass. And the way it went, once I got in the grass, I just lost all front steering and drifted up into the 88 car.
A lot of people were saying that you got into the grass. Is the track that unsettled where if you hit the grass, it'll make the car come around the way it did?
Yes and no. If you get it off the grass all right, then I guess you can save it. But I think if the 88 hadn't have been there, I might have saved it. But it was not enough real estate, needless to say. I do want to apologize to the 88. I know he's pretty heated about it, and I would apologize to him in the first part, but he said some choice words, and I said some choice words. So, but it was my fault.
And, of course, those choice words did not need to come out here on ETV Live. Michael Keaton, man, a tough break for RC Rigdon there, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to clear some things up, involved in the wreck before we go to commercial break, 91, Steve Gottschalk, Ronnie Potts, the number 2 machine, the number 19 of RC Rigdon. Of course, Doug Roth was involved in that 43 STP. The 88 machine, Adam Roberts, Justin M. Wilson involved. Chad Cole barely escaping danger. The 67 machine, Brian Harvey involved. Of course, and I believe that was it. So a host of guys, 19, 88, 58, 2, 67, 43, all involved, Wes. And when we return, we'll look and see where things shape up on the racetrack. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to get in second place? When we return to etv-eplay.net.
Hey, JD here with ETV Live, and let me tell you something. If it's too big for the pickup truck and you need to move it, there's only one trucking company you need to call, and don't bother with the Yellow Pages Cowboy. I'll give you that number in a minute. Manufactured goods, automotive, technical equipment, furniture, even if you need a reefer, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the only choice, Cowboy. With locations in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Rancho Cucamonga, California.
That sucks,
you
man,
need
but
to
what
move
though?
it, store it, and keep it cold. you need to call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. Long haul, short haul, or just across town, Gary Mercer has the best trained and qualified drivers to get your load from point A to point B with professionalism and on time. So remember, Hoss, if it don't fit in a pickup truck, you're going to need a real truck cowboy. Sponsors of ETV Live's Friday Night Showdown, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated, 1-800-668-2980.
Welcome back, everybody. And of course, the race. Man, I'm sorry about that. I was trying to open up another page, and of course, this audio is all blared out of proportion. But we are back on the in Charlotte, and we have just gone back to green. Same this year. Turn 4.
Back to green, as Wesley mentioned. Landon Huffman out front in the number 75 machine on the track. Bottom, the number 8. The number 88 machine way down low underneath the apron. I was kind of wondering what he was doing there. Adam Roberts, the 88 machine in 30th place, really tracking bad, but still out front. Landon Huffman.
And Chad Cole, who was in the back of the field, remember, he gained 5 spots, he says, under that car, or going through that wreck. He's actually in the 9th position, working traffic. Wesley Outland having issues, and I believe he is back. Welcome back, Wesley.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I just think some of these things. Oh man, the wonderful technology we have today in the world. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes you just want to throw it out the window. Sometimes you just want to give it a big old hug. But anyhow, the race continues along. Huffman leads. Williams is second. Snyder is third. Abbott and Campbell the top 5. I'll tell you what, John Abbott. You know, I gotta admit something. I might have made a mistake in saying that he was out of this championship chase hunt, Michael. He was only he was tied in 6th. Now he's making a great run. Car in the wall, I understand. Michael Keaton. Number 10 into the wall, John Abbott. Oh my Lord, I just jinxed him. He just got into the wall, and man, how bad is the damage on his car? He's falling back. He's right now dropped to 10th. And his car has stalled, and the caution flag is out.
It's bad, Wes. 10 got heavy left front damage to that machine. He took one hard lick into the outside wall, come down, lost control, no steering in the front, hit the inside wall real hard. Heavy damage to the number 10 machine. And like you mentioned, tough break, running 6th in points, 4th on the track at the time of wreck. Man, I tell you, some hard, heavy hitters getting taken out here at Charlotte early, lap 70.
And you know what, Michael? Tell him to just come and smack me, because I guess I just gave him bad vibe. I guess I just jinxed him. I was saying what a great job he was doing. Might have made a mistake saying that he wasn't in the run for the championship, and then he gets in the damn wall.
Yeah, I tell you, we kid John every week, and I know he's used to it by now. He can't buy a break, and we always tease him after the race about it, and he's just as about calm and secure and collective with his thoughts on it. And, you know, here we are again. Abbott just couldn't get the luck for it, and I tell you, John Abbott is probably just going crazy in that car. Dakota?
Yes, guys, indeed he is. He is very unhappy at the radio. Not at the crew, not at the other drivers, but at himself. Just kind of bad luck for him. But as he's coming down pit road, he is dog track, and they do think that he will be able to continue the night. at least competitive-wise. They're going to try to get some damage fixed, try to get the car straightened back out so it's going in a straight line so that he can compete. But John Abbott in trouble tonight, guys. Again, as he's taking 4 tires of fuel, and they're going to work on that car.
Yeah, we'll try to get John in one of our pit reporters is going to try to see if we can get a word with John Abbott here in just a moment. But man, it is sour grapes on the Nikon Cameras Race Department Chevrolet number 10. Man, I'm telling you, he had a great run going, Michael, and I jinxed him and he hits the wall. John Abbott, man, I guess you could say I'm your bad luck charm. I was talking about what a great job you were doing, and then into the concrete you went by and by.
Yeah, that was just a bonehead move on my part, Wesley. Just, did have a good run going. I got the right rear hot on that restart. I never could cool it down. I didn't give it a chance to cool down. Let Campbell by, and then just it got loose on me on the exit or two and snapped back into the wall, and that was it. End of my night. Well, I'm going to try to get back out there and get a few points.
Hey, John, this is Mike Keaton up in the booth. All year long, I know you've been happy with the results from week in, week out racing, but hey, tell you what, congratulations tonight. Biggest field, 39 guys showing up, 38 actually taking the green. We were told by the race control that it was the biggest race. And hey, coming to the end of this thing, you got 6 races left after tonight. Don't that kind of pump you up going into next year, knowing that you got 39 guys showing up for a race and expecting big things for the next season?
Maybe he says no comment.
John, you got a copy?
John Abbott, we just lost him. Don't know what happened there. We'll maybe try to snag him back in the box again. What did you say to him, Michael? You might have ran him away.
Well, I was actually just congratulating him on a solid season so far with the amount of support that the league's getting. Biggest race support of the night, 39 guys, like I mentioned, and we mentioned that earlier in the broadcast, but was just going to get his take on it. John Abbott does a real fine job with this league, Wes.
Absolutely, and by the way, we are very excited to announce, of course, J.D. Webb, John Wesley, and our producers and executive producers informed us in our production meeting before we came on the air, because, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know, we take this seriously, just like it's a real race broadcast that you see the big boys do. We go through our production meetings. This is what you're doing. This is your liners. This is what you need to plug. We found out in that production meeting that we have sealed the deal for 2013, and the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series will be back on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. I believe we've got John Abbott back in the broadcast booth. Michael Keaton will let you ask that question to him again.
Yeah, hey, John, you got a copy?
Yeah, my radio went out there, guys. I'm back.
10-4. Hey, just wanting to congratulate you. I was saying, 27 races into this thing, halfway done with the season, Abbott, and you got 39 guys showing up, 38 taking the green, biggest field of the season. You got to be pretty happy about the league.
Yeah, downer on the way the race is going for me, but I'm upbeat as far as the league. Record sign-ups. I think we've only got one slot left, and we've just started the current 5-race block. So a lot of interest in real sim racing and Full Throttle, and we're real excited about it.
Absolutely.
For a minute, John. We're taking the green right here, Wes. R.J. Williams getting to a big head of steam outside of him. Landon Huffman underneath him.
Yeah, that's what I want to say as well. John Abbott's only 1 lap down after 2 laps down after all the thing happened to him. If he can at least get 2 cautions and be on the lucky dog, he get his laps back and right back in the hunt of this thing again. But meanwhile, Williams was out in front. Huffman takes it back. Williams tries to retaliate. Don't count out the Pinko 1. Brian Hartford up there in that battle. The NVIDIA 01 Chevrolet battles beside the Rhinestone Cowboy of Glenn Campbell on the backstretch.
And now he's got some more competition. The Ford machine of Chad Cole on his inside. The 01's up high. Going to run out of real estate. Brian Hartford running solid fourth here tonight. Coming out of 4, he's going to get moved back to 5th and shuffled just outside.
And of course, they all go back into their shuffled positions back around the racetrack. Kind of things settle now for position. And John Abbott back in the booth with us from RSR. And by the way, John, I just want to say, man, you know, car in the wall. Chad Cole hits the backstretch. That opens the door for Hartford. Hartford to the inside of Cole. He'll take that spot as they go into turn 3.
Let's keep this action for now. 01 underneath Chad Cole on the outside. Chad Cole coming to the line. See if he can hold on the 4th spot. It doesn't look like he can. The 01 machine is underneath West coming into 2.
Yeah, John Abbott says, guys, I'm ready to get my head back in the game. There's a lot of great racing up front. Anything can happen to this deal. We just passed halfway home. Still a long way to go. Humphrey leads in turn 1, but look at the 01 of Brian Hartford. He's coming in turn 3.
And here's the crossover move coming off 4. Oh, Chad Cole shuffles just a little bit. Can't quite keep it under control. He was going to try the good old crossover, but couldn't quite make the right rear grip. And the 01 machine holds on to that number 4 spot coming off 2.
Meanwhile, Huffman's singing in his head, na 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 na, hey hey hey, feel goodbye. He's gone in turn 3, opened up the afterburners, but don't count out R.J. Williams. Mano y mano, these guys are about to play Tom and Jerry cat and mouse, and they got score to settle after what happened in Talladega last week, fella. Michael, they're back in turn 1.
Looking back in 4th and 5th again, Chad Cole looks like he's got the position now. He had a clean, good run in the 1. Coming off 2, Chad Cole is going to secure that number 4 spot. The 01, Brian Hartford falling back to 5th. And don't count out 6th and 7th spot. Guy Snyder, stuff's starting to shake up with him, and Chris Schallenberger as they exit turn 4 to you, Wes.
Snyder, they both had a great run, and here comes the 78 of Rick Fox. Where did he come from? He sits in 8th. 9th is Chad Schillen with another great run for the year. And the 97 and 8th of Little. There's your top 10. Everybody racing hard. We're just past halfway. 2 cars are pulling away. Huffman and Williams, but behind them. And how about the Rhinestone Cowboy? The Penske Chevrolet 44. Glenn Campbell. He's in 3rd. Hey, by the way, tune in every Monday night with me, Mike Neff, and the Midwest Race Reporter, now turned in co-host Justin Rose now for And the Winner Is Motorsports Show, a broadcast and productions of the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network from 6 to 8 p.m. Replay on Fridays from 1 to 3 Eastern. Catch the latest updates from local dirt and asphalt tracks from all over the country. Also some of the top regional series promoters and sponsors and teams in the land. Driver interviews and more. And the Winner Is Motorsports Show every Monday night live at 6 Eastern on etv-eplay.net, as well as on HD Radio Network, iTunes Radio, Tuned In Radio, Windows Media Guide. Get the app on your phones, Android, BlackBerry, you name it, they've got it. And of course, that battle heats up here in turn number 3. Huffman still has it. But I'm telling you what, Glenn Campbell, he's impressed me, and slowly but surely, he's closing in as we come back to the line to put lap 84 on the board.
Wes, moments ago, the 01 machine, Brian Hartford, we mentioned, was passed by Guy Snyder. Now he's got some new company, the 35 machine. cckarting.com, Chris Schallenberger from 7th, move him up to 6th here. He's got a run on him on the inside, Chad Schilling. He's bringing him with him in 3.
It is the Hornets for 6th to 10th. Brian Hartner attack. Schallenberger's right there in that mix. And we got caution on the Speedway.
Wes, I believe it.
Trouble for 78 car of Rick Fouts. What happened?
The Sunday Money Chevrolet of Rick Fouts just got into the wall a little bit, come down. Rich Jet, nowhere to go, collected him. That's what caused the caution. The 78 machine spinning her in 3 and 4. Gonna come down the tri-oval and see if he can't get that car down pit road this time by. But bad, tough break for Rich Fouts.
Absolutely, man. Under caution. I'll tell you what, this would be a great time to go to commercial break. And we'll find out the information from our all-star pit crew, Dakota Ehrman and Josh Emerson. Always a great job they do cover the action for us on pit road. We'll also find out what other leaders or men lap down decide to come in as well. Nathan Little, the 97, hits pit road. The 69 car also comes on. Joseph Hayes. Before we go to break, let's go to pit road real quick. Guys, they're in front of you. Let's get an update on Rick Fouts, and that's Dakota Ehrman.
Yeah, guys, just wanted to point out he actually got into Nathan Little, and then it put him in the wall, and then he got Rich Jet, so it wasn't quite him just getting Rich Jet there. But his car is welly damaged, and I do think it might be a little while before he can actually get it where it's going to be where it needs to be. Like several other cars tonight, he will be on pit road several times for a long time as the leader is up.
Oh, wow, here we go. You saw it before I did, Michael. Go ahead.
I was waiting for somebody to call it. The 21 machine beat Landon Huffman, the race leader, off pit road. Way to go, R.J. Williams. A little payback, huh, Wes?
Oh, like I told you, man, after what happened at Talladega last week, anything can be sweet. Victory of innocence or double jeopardy or what goes around comes around or whatever you want to call it here in the racing world as R.J. Williams he'll go back to position number 1. Joshua Harbinson, it surprised me. Man, I'm telling you, I could not believe that the leaders came onto pit road. We just had a caution 10 laps ago. They pitted again.
Yeah, I was hearing some radio chatter. Some people think that they might be able to go the whole way from here if they take it easy enough. I don't know about the leaders.
Oh, got you. I got you. So they're trying to throw the fuel strategy out the window, the fuel tire, that good stuff out of the way. We'll go to break. We'll come back. We're under caution. Numbers 5 of the night, 86 of 1. The Bob Earl Racing seat. This is the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Chase Championship number 5 on etv-eplay.net. We are the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network.
It's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Travis, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR High
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just in time for the pace car to head on to pit road, and we get ready for the restart. We're on lap number 88 of 135 laps. R.J. Williams made a bonsai move on Huffman. Oh, how sweet. it can be to get, you know, that old-fashioned thing called what goes around comes around. Huffman's done it to Williams many a times and many countless others. Well, he returns the favor. Williams now takes the lead, and he is pulled away in turn number 2.
Looks like the number 44 machine take the inside there, bob it a little bit. Oh, gets a little loose coming off too. He's down below near the apron. Things got a little out of hand, but now they're starting to get back underway as Glenn Campbell from 3rd all the way back to 6 out of 4.
Oh, that's a tough break for the Rhinestone Cowboy, but now he tries to shake off the cobwebs, get going one more time. Chad Schilling now trying to rally back around him. 44 for the number 4 position, or 5th, excuse me. Guy Snyder. You want to give a hard look of the race and excuse me. You want to give a hard charger award to somebody. It's got to go to Guy Snyder. With all the trouble he's had in the chase, to be in 4th right now, he's putting on one heck of a job in that number 27 Gulf Oil Chevrolet.
Guy Snyder got a little bit of shaky coming off forward, giving a little bit of leadway to Glenn Campbell. He looks low into 1, can't quite put the tires to the track and pull the move off. He's going to sit right behind the 27 coming off too.
It's race number 5 of the chase for the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship on ATV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network. I'm Wesley Outland, joining me in the booth as well as Michael Keaton. Of course, our all-star pit route on pit road, Dakota Urban and Joshua Harbison. Michael Keaton, we got a caution on the Speedway.
Joseph Hayes running in the 12th position, coming into 3, gets, I'm going to call that a love tap. I'm going to call that a love tap from C.J. Lavera, Wes.
Yeah, he's got Cheech and Chong riding with him as well on that 69 car. Definitely got a lot of smoke coming from the rear end of that Chevrolet.
Yeah, 69 machine, Joseph Hayes. Tell you what, luck going bad and south for him. He's 5th in the points, 67 points behind the leader. That was one of those guys looking for his first win of the season, Wes, and I don't think with that engine smoking, Dakota, he's going to be able to put that thing in victory lane here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, just a quote from the crew. Take it straight to the garage. Their night is done, guys.
Take it straight to the garage. The disappointment, but obviously no other choice to do when the cars are messed up that bad. You have to do it. Take it to the garage. 69 is done. Again, as I was trying to give the sug, oh man, looks like they're going to have to get the fire extinguishers out there to put the fire out on that 69 car. Definitely now Cheech and Chong's going to open smoke in the rear, in the cockpit of that car. But definitely his night's done. But hey, speaking again, race number 5 of the chase, the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, Wesley Outland. We've got Michael Keaton in the booth. Joining us on pit road, our all-star pit crew you've heard a couple of times tonight, Joshua Harbison, Dakota Ehrman, and of course, big thanks to Justin Rhodes, now J.D. Webb in the executive producer booth, and of course, running the board for us, the producer, Magic Fingers, Fast Track, John Wesley. We all make it one big happy team. And I guess you could say an assistant producer is also Dakota Ehrman, so he's wearing double duty, not on pit road as well, but he's also trying to keep this broadcast afloat with all the rest of JD and John and Justin. And, of course, they're all going at it for the quest for that Bob Earl Racing seat. And for 4 more full details on it, let's go to pit road. Let's go back to the man beside me in the booth. Michael Keaton will give you more details about what everybody's trying to gun for.
They're trying to go for that simulation cockpit, Wes, designed by Bob Earl Racing, a championship driver. I tell you, this guy knows what he's doing. He's been there. He understands what it's like to be in a seat and in a competitive seat. This guy's got this thing a fully adjustable frame to frame. These guys can put an additional monitor stand, the shifter stand, whatever you want, this guy can get for you. It's just over $349 plus shipping. You can order one at BobEarlRacing.com, and I'm telling you, Landon Huffman's really, really getting closer and closer to winning this thing. But I'm telling you, Chad Cole, Guy Snyder, and R.J. Williams, you might want to count Joseph Hayes out, but R.J. Williams and Guy Snyder, they're all wanting this cockpit. I'm telling you, these guys are hungry for this. They want this. It's a great value and a great, great award to win here at the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series.
Absolutely, and Dakota, my apologies and sentiments, the associate producer is what I was trying to say. But have you got an update on us on these leaders, man? Nobody came to pit road this time. Do they all feel they can go to the distance?
Actually,
Yes, let's go to our associate producer, Dakota Ehrman.
Actually, guys, you know what? I've got Joseph Hayes standing out here with me. Kind of actually got a mic going into his car. They actually told him to stay on pit road. He kind of, when the crew chief told him go straight to the garage, he said no, go stay on pit road. They've got it to quit smoking, and Joseph Hayes is actually rolling. Joseph, you got a copy, bud?
10-4.
How hard was that hit?
It was pretty hard. I got lots of damage still to repair.
Hey Joseph, this is Mike Keaton up in the booth. Hey, I gotta ask you something, man. Running 5th in the points right here, 67 points behind the leader. I know you took a hard lick to the wall there. You got some heavy damage on the rear, as your crew's probably already pointed out. But hey, talk to me about this racing seat that's at stake here. Landon Huffman, Chad Cole, Guy Snyder, yourself, and R.J. Williams pretty much secured into winning this thing. What's kind of your demeanor about going for this thing, about this seat?
Oh, I'm sure it's an awesome seat. Honestly, I think Landon's going to win it. But you just got to go out here and try, you know. Never know when something's going to happen to Landon or any of the other people up there.
Absolutely.
Alright, well, Joseph, I know you got plenty of damage on the car. We hope you get that fixed, but we're actually going to let you guys. We're about to go back Green Flag Racing. I'm going to throw it up to the booth, back up to Michael Conti and Wesley Outland.
All right, thanks, guys.
Michael Keaton and Wesley Outland actually is who it is. Look high above the Charlotte Motor Speedway from our Goodyear Stars and Stripes blimp, giving you a view of the beautiful, spectacular scenery here as the field gets ready to double up for the restart. Of course, Goodyear tires are on all of these machines in the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, and of course, run with the freedom of Goodyear. And again, we appreciate them giving us these great blimp view shots as we get ready to come for the restart. R.J. Williams, Landon Huffman, Chad Cole, Guy Snyder the 4th, Glenn Campbell, your top 5. Pace car gets out of the way. We get ready to go. Wow, Huffman looks like he's jumping on Williams from the blimp view. They better gather it back in. Green back out. He backed off. Williams is gone into turn number 1.
I'm going to tell you something. Landon Huffman really got a good anticipation start there on the 21 machine of R.J. Williams, although he's back out front. But Landon Huffman is right there, half a car length behind R.J. Williams as they go into 3, Wes.
Oh, they're all single file. Nobody jumping out of the room right now to try to make any change for position. They all like the freight train as they come across the line. They roar back into turn number 1. Nobody steamrolls out of control. Well, little smoke from the 27 of Snyder. He now jumps up to the outside lane. He'll still keep them single file, top 5 as they go to turn 3.
R.J. Williams taking a lower entry into 375, the same thing. He's right on his back bumper coming off 4, just a little under half a car length separating the 2. But guess what? The number 17 machine, Chad Cole, fastest car on the racetrack last time by.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, I don't know if our cameraman is able to get a shot right at the start-finish line, but when they come back to the line next time by, you're going to be able to sense how fast these cars are rocketing down into turn number 3 and into turn 4 with your man out in front, R.J. Williams. They'll come back to the flag stand. Watch the view as they enter the double dog lane, through the line. Look at the way these guys flash across the stripe. It is exciting, it's monumental, it's Charlotte, and it only happens in North Carolina. They're back in 1.
Absolutely. Wes, this is a phenomenal track under the lights here at the Motor Speedway of Charlotte. As you mentioned, a 1.5-mile racetrack and a little bit of a banking, 21 degrees in each turn, I believe it is. 24-degree corner banking in the turns here. And nose to tail, 1, 2, 3, Williams, Huffman, Cole into 1.
And that battle heats up one more time as they go back into that corner. R.J. Williams, Landon Huffman. Does it get any better than this? Does this chapter saga of Tom and Jerry continue here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway as they're about to close in on what looks like the Navy nuke of Eric Arnold? Get him out of the way. He'll go a lap down as they come to the flag stand. Oh, he made contact with him. He goes around. Landon Huffman hit the lap machine of Arnold. He goes for a spin. He gets upside down. Now back on all sides. And a big, big trouble And does R.J. Williams keep it going? Another car spins. Looks like the 32 gets sideways as well. Oh no, caution's out.
Wow, Wes. Heavy hitters involved here. 35.
Do you blame it on lap traffic? The question is, do you blame it on lap traffic, Michael, or do you blame it on these leaders not taking consideration for the lap guy in the way?
Well, I'm thinking if I'm looking at the 47 machine, Eric Arnold. He's down low into the tri-oval, and it looks like he's turning his car to the left to give R.J. Williams the high lane there. And I'm going to tell you something. It might just be one of those things where they both went for the same exact piece of track. Hopefully that's the case here, right on the front stretch at Charlotte. Big wreck. Hopefully that's the case, though, Wes.
We had just passed into triple digits. We're on lap number 100, and we'll find out here on the replay. Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm looking at it now on my monitor, and Landon Huffman is on the inside. Now he falls right behind the 21 of Williams. Oh, man, Williams hit the lap car of Arnold, got him off momentum. Then he clipped the 75 of Huffman. Huffman goes into the wall. It gets airborne. The left front comes off the ground, then goes to the rear of the car. Then his car, the wreck started at the flag stand, Michael, and it went all the way to turn 1.
Yeah, big heavy hitters. Dakota, information down from race officials on the 47 machine.
None that I know of. I think Joshua Harbison was actually heading down that way to talk to the race official and get some kind of clarification on what's going on. But now listen to Chad Cole talk a little bit. And Chad Cole saying he felt a little bit of rear toe damage, so he might be held on his pit stop for service and damage because he has worked in the field once. So it was a requirement. He did not want to speed like last time, but it looks like he's going to go back anyway, guys.
Look at the replay by Blimp View. Look at it by Blimp, Michael, and I think this pretty much can help tell the story. Arnold sped up, Williams hit his rear end, then he collected the 75. Huffman's car goes for a spin out of the end of the dog leg, going to turn 1, puts the right front of the car into the concrete. Then he gets collected by the number 01 of Brian Harford, another driver that had a great run going for us. Williams goes by. He misses the melee. Schallenberger in the 35 gets caught up in it eventually. And, man, tough break.
I'm going to tell you who it's looking for, though, Wes, and that's Guy Snyder. He missed every bit of it. Not an inch of damage on that machine. Guy Snyder in the 27 is going to lead this race.
Absolutely no doubt about it.
Tell you what, a lot of cars involved. Before we send it on down to Josh on pit road, got an update on that 47 machine. Stand by, Josh. But for now, the 47, the 21, the 75, that's the race leader, that's the points leader, Huffman, involved. The 44, 17 of Chad Cole, the old 1, the 35, the 26, the 82, and a host of other cars involved as well. Getting more information as it plays out here, but sending it to Josh on pit road. Josh Harbison with an update.
Yeah, Mike, the 47 of Eric Arnold, he was disqualified for being in the second accident. They're only allowed 2 here, so he's done for the night.
Okay, that's the word on that. That's just the second incident that he was involved in. No other word is official on what exactly went wrong with that wreck, but I'm going to tell you something went wrong with that. I think Eric Arnold was trying to get low. We hope that's the case, and to allow the leaders to pass high. Eric Arnold was battling a damaged race car. Keep that in mind, fans that's watching. And I think that's the case, and we'll hear. I'm sure there'll be some more information come out as it unfolds to us. Dakota, with laps winding down here, who do you think? Chad Cole, you mentioned he's got damage, But I'm looking at Guy Snyder. He missed that wreck, Dakota, and Nathan Little's going to lead this thing, but Guy Snyder looks pretty good up front.
Guy Snyder does look very good up front. I mean, he is out front, no damage. The fast guy on the track who you said was the fast guy on the track, Chad Cole, he got nailed in the rear after the wreck, so he actually has toe damage, like I said. The other guys, I mean, they're all almost destroyed. I think Guy Snyder, this might be a walk on the park, maybe, unless somebody else can challenge him towards the end of the race. But those other guys that were damaged, I just don't think that they are able to make back up to the front. But I'm going to throw it back up to Wesley Outland as he has returned.
Hey, I got a question. Is it a full moon above us, Dakota Ehrman? Is it a full moon?
I think it is. And Jay Horton falling victim to the full moon here as he actually turned the car around and got Chad Cole just slightly on the backstretch. So we are being delayed. Caution, you guys.
Caution lights back on around the speedway, back on that Ford Mustang pace car. And of course, we mentioned the fine folks of Goodyear for our blimp. Now let's show you under caution the copter cam, the Pennzoil copter cam. And of course, big thanks to what they do. And you see the shot of the front row. Of course, now Nathan Little and Guy Snyder the fourth. You want to talk about being the bridesmaid, so to speak, Michael Keaton. We just talked about it. Man, I just can't believe it. And I cannot believe that they're penalizing Arnold and making him park it. In the 21, he hit him.
Well, you know, Wes, I think it was that was his second incident that was involved in. I think they're looking at it from that point of view, and it was the leaders that were coming up so fast. I believe, and I want to believe, that Eric Arnold was trying to stay down low and couldn't quite get the communication, the chat, whatever it was, couldn't quite get it to 21 to tell him to go high or to go low, whatever Eric Arnold decided. They just come up on him so quick, Wes, that there was nothing that 21 could do. He just plowed right into the back of him, which set off the chain reaction, spinning off into one. And we're getting word now that the 83 machine spun off a 2, and that's what delayed this caution.
Providing quality, reliable, and affordable game and voice-over IP servers to the online gaming community. Hostile Contact has servers for all the best shooter games like America's Army, all the Battlefield releases, all the Call of Duty releases, Counter-Strike, and many, many more. You like racing? They also love featuring all the popular racing games, including ARCA, R-Factor, Live for Speed, and soon to be released, R-Factor 2. Professional web hosting packages are also now available. Visit them online today at hostilecontact.com. That's HOSTILE contact.com. Again, under the caution, we'll be ready to come back to the restart here in a moment. And they just took the green. Back to turn 1. Nathan Little, Guy Snyder the fourth. It's now their time to be in the spotlight, 1 and 2. Snyder looks wiggly in the corner though on the backstretch.
And he almost took that car.
Whoa!
Coming off 2, but he controls it. Nathan Little continues to maintain lead here at Charlotte.
Didn't we say Rick Fox was in a caution at one time in this race? He has battled back to 3rd. He now battles Snyder for 2nd at the line as they go to the dog leg back to turn 1.
The good news on that 78 machine, Wes, is that the front looks good. The back is also, as he gives the 27 a little nudge coming off 2, the back is what's in bad shape, but it's almost in good shape. It's pointed towards the middle, not on the corner, so it kind of gives it a little bit more of a downforce, if you will. And the 27's all but loose as he tries to run down race leader Nathan Little into the front stretch.
And, of course, the points leader, Landon Huffman, comes back to pit road again as the race continues on. Little, Snyder, Fox, Schallenberger, LeVere. Where did he come from? At one point, he was fastest in practice. He's in 5th as they go back down the backstretch.
Yeah, C.J. LeVere having a great night. One of the fast top 5 in practice. Qualified 7th. He's got that number 4 machine in 5th.
Definitely, and yeah, I was just checking the practice speeds. He was the fastest car in practice. I'm telling you what, this man might have realized he needs to set his car for the haul for the end. 25 laps to go. We're on lap number 110. 25 to go. This is really getting heated up. It's the race for the Bob Earl Racing seat. And Nathan Little's trying to hold off Guy Snyder the 4th for the lead. It's Charlotte at a turn 4. He looks to the inside, back to the flag stand.
as they complete 111 here, going into one. Nathan Little still carrying the lead for now. Last time by, Guy Snyder a little bit faster than Little. Let's see if Guy can come off two with the run. No siree, up to the wall behind, 2 car lengths behind Little.
Battle heats up again in the turn number 3 and 4. Little, Snyder, Fox, Schallenberger, LeVere, the top 5. We got our battle now heating up for a believe. It looks like to the line. Let's see here. LeVere is under it. Yeah, there we go. It's for position number 8 and 9. Chad Schilling under attack. John Milwane is up on his outside. Now he'll fan back out single file. That battle now for 8th and 9th. Best on the racetrack. And man, another great run. How about Doug Roth in the retro vintage colors of Richard Petty's STP? He is right now outside the top 10 looking in 11th. A great run for the 43.
Yeah, Doug Roth was involved in the big one, if you want to call it that took about 10 to 12 cars almost completely out of this race, leaving many others damaged. And wow, great run for Doug Roth. Although we've had a bunch of cautions. In fact, 17 cars are on the lead lap out of 38, Wes. 17.
I was about to say 17 cautions. It's not as bad as New Hampshire was, that's for sure. But it's been a caution-filled race with some awesome great racing bunched in as well. Battle for the lead, and wow, Nathan Little under attack. Look at Guy Snyder, the 4th. He wants to win. Could he get it at Charlotte in front of his hometown Gulf representatives, in attendance at this race? The thing about Charlotte, Michael Keaton, is it's right in the location of all the race shops. All of these drivers are going to be able to lay their heads down at night. The drivers, the crews, the teams, they're all centrally located right in the area of the Speedway. They're rooting these guys on, and what a great route it would be for that 27 to upset everybody and win here at Charlotte with now less than 20 to go.
It really would, and what a win for Nathan Little it could be. Nathan Little, if you're just joining us, he is not in contention for chase race points here, but Guy Snyder is. In fact, he's the only one in the top 5 right now that are in the chase. Just outside the top 5, R.J. Williams, who's sitting 6th. He's in the chase, but he's sitting 4th, and Guy Snyder is sitting 3rd, 60 points behind Landon Huffman, who's off the racetrack right now, I believe, and sitting in the 22nd position.
Let's go down to our all-star pit race reporters. Guys, it's coming down to the wire. Less than 19 laps to go now. And, well, I'll tell you what, Joshua Harbison, do you think we could see Guy Snyder the 4th win this race, or even Nathan Little?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've ran a good race. And then come from the back, Guy Snyder's car is pretty clean, so he should have a pretty good chance of doing it.
Trouble! Cars get sideways! Guy Snyder loses it! He smacks the inside guardrail! Also, Nathan Little's involved! Nathan Little, driver of the worst for wear! Snyder keeps it in the gas! He holds off Schallenberger as the caution falls! Nathan Little, we were just talking about it bleeding, it just went up in smoke on the backstretch there into turn 3, Michael.
Ran out of real estate coming off turn 2, Dakota.
Yeah, we are still green, and I believe that was Nathan Little actually got loose, and Guy Snyder actually diving down the inside. Nathan Little coming down, clipping him. The 27 trying to save it, got clipped from the rears. The 4 actually going underneath the 27. The 27 got all kinds of damage, and I do not believe he's going to be very quick anymore. I believe Chris Schallenberger, or I think that's who it was running 3rd in trouble as we battled for the lead. But the 35 who was running 3rd was the fastest car on the track after receiving damage. I don't think he's in it anymore either.
The battle for the lead now. Can you believe it, Michael Keaton? What a turn of events in less than a lap and a half. Snyder's out in front, but here comes C.J. LeVere. R.J. Williams the 3rd. And don't count out, man, Rick Botts. He's ready to strike. He's in 4th, but LeVere and Snyder duke it out. Cat and mouse at turn number 4.
27 machine. Guy Snyder leading this race, desperately needing the win. He's looking for win number 5 of the season. He needs it, Wes. He needs it as he leads in 1.
Oh, time is running out. Snyder, LeVere, Williams. Guys, it seems like the momentum picks up week after week after week after week. You think it's exciting and you think it's going to be a different turn of events. It blows you away from the previous race broadcast. It is exciting. 3-car battle, Michael Keaton. 3 cars for the lead at Charlotte at turn 4. And the grass goes Williams, trying to do the vintage Dale Earnhardt pass on the grass that Earnhardt didn't 183. He'll now try to make that a move on LeVere. He keeps it going straight. They go into turn 2.
Yeah, there was absolutely no real estate down there but grass and woods for the 21 machine. I'm going to tell you something. CJ LeVere's running 27. His left rear, Wes, if you pay attention, you'll start seeing smoke come from that left rear. That means that that 27 machine is loose. You see it, he's in the grass in the front stretch. CJ LeVere, he's in the grass and won!
They're in the grass. LeVere goes in the grass. It was Machine Snyder in the grass. Everybody's mowing the lawn here in Charlotte as they go back out of turn number 4. Snyder, LeVere, Williams, that's the best battle on the racetrack. It's for the lead into turn 3.
21 machine, RJ Williams. I think he's got this one in the bag as long as he gives Guy Snyder a little bit of room here. I think, though, that RJ, no damage on that machine for the most part. 27 battling a very loose car. He's got that left rear heated up, smoke coming from the wheels almost nearly every turn. Cold 8th.
Sorry, but I disagree with you, Michael Keaton. I don't think Snyder's going to give it up that easy. He's going to have to fight for it like it's the last piece of chicken on the dinner table. Two cats in a litter box fighting and duking it out for every position they can. That's the battle on the racetrack. Snyder, Williams, LeVere into the wall in turn number 4. Entering the dog leg. He lost control. Loses the pack just a little bit. He'll shake them off the cobwebs. He's got Botts and Williams as wingmen. They'll try to reel back in the top 2 in turn 2.
Also in the mix of things, top 5, the number 65 machine, ETV Live, the leader in Sin Broadcasting Chevrolet of Ed Williams Jr. leading the charge coming into turn 4 to US. He may secure a top 5 here, Ed Williams Jr.
According to my friend and colleague on And the Winner Is Motorsports show, Justin Rose now, he is saying that the fastest car is Chad Cole. Cole is coming through the field like a man on a mission, obviously, wanting to win this deal, but he thinks he needs a caution. He needs a caution to run these leaders back down. Will he get one? We've got 10 laps to go here in Charlotte. Snyder in the Golf 27 leads out of 4.
Big race here in 3rd and 4th position. You mentioned CJ LeVere earlier getting into the wall. Hey, I think Rick Founts has been in the wall a little bit. A lot of damage to that machine, but he's still turning 29.6s. Not bad as they nearly touch. Coming off 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, that battle heats up for 3rd. LeVere wants it. Fox wants it as well. These guys are going to duke it out. Don't count out Ed Williams Jr. in the 65 car. He's ready to make a punt and a strike for position there. What a great race. Some names that we don't see at the front, some names that we normally see at the front now taken out in the early going. And man, wouldn't it be something for Guy Snyder IV to put it all on the line? Or even RJ Williams after the incidents he had last week. I think we got caution on the racetrack.
No caution, but nearly caution. Rick Founts almost lost control of the vehicle. And guess what? Move that number 65 machine of Ed Williams Jr. in the 4th. How about that, Wes? 2 ETV Chevrolets in the top 5.
Yes, sir. Ed Williams Jr. Now there's a 69 car. They're going to pass him. Joseph Hayes put him a lap down. RJ Williams got stuck behind the lap car, though. He pulls to the inside. Car sideways. 69, Joseph Hayes, the lap car, gets spun around. He collects the 21 of RJ Williams. No caution yet. No caution yet. They'll still race to the line. The ETV Live Radio 21 off the pace, and we're still under green.
Still under green, and guess who picked up another spot? Ed Williams Jr. moving into the number 3 position. That ETV Live Chevrolet now focuses the gap on the number 4 CJ LeVere, who's got damage and is running 29.8s to Ed Williams Jr.'s 29.6s.
29.474 is what he turned the last lap, and he's even a little bit off, 29.535 when he come across the line. The fastest car has got to be Chad Cole, 29.404. They're running everybody else's laps on the racetrack. Chad Cole, slowly but surely, trying to reel him in, but has he got enough time? 6 to go. Guy Snyder leads. They'll come to the line. Open hand from the flagman. 5 laps from here at Charlotte. Pick your poison. Snyder now loses the field. He's gone in turn number 1.
I'm telling you, Guy Snyder's got the gas pedal to the floor here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's going to have to do it 5 more times, or count it 4.5 now as he enters the backstretch into turn 3. Guy Snyder's really lighting the tires up as C.J. LeVere is about 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds behind, and Ed Williams Jr. in 3rd here at Charlotte, Wes.
Another quick stat, only 13 cars of the 39 are on the lead lap. 13 of 39 cars. Snyder the 4th sets his marks on the best line in the middle of the groove of 1 and 2 on the 24 degrees of banking here at the Mecca Motorsports. Down the back straightaway here in Concord, North Carolina, into turn number 3. Back to the best line groove one more time. Open book, shut case. Keep it on the binders. Keep it in the racing groove. You'll get the victory. He's pulling away from everyone else. 4 to go at the line.
4 to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. West, things are starting to look kind of crazy here. We've had 2 huge cautions. 2 huge wrecks with no cautions. It was unbelievable. My jaw was to the floor.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. My apologies. Man, this race has gone by so fast. And Guy Snyder is going to have a couple of lap cars in front of him as they'll come down to the finish of this deal. But he's still, oh man, one car's up in front of him, putting a lot of smoke. R.J. Williams up in the front at one point. Now he's in the back smoking like Cheech and Chong. Down to the line, 2 to go. Snyder's about to run down the ETV Live 21 that was battling with him for the lead earlier. Williams gets out of harm's way. Have at it, boys, they says. He goes to turn 3. Great sign of sportsmanship by the ETV Live radio driver.
Next time by, this time by, West, the white flag and the last lap here at Charlotte. Guy Snyder leading the charge as they go through the tri-oval.
1 more lap to go. Guy Snyder the 4th. He held off the likes of Huffman. He held off the likes of Williams. And now, down the back straightaway, the 27 Gulf Company Chevrolet will come out of turn number 4, out to the line. He will be the 4th different winner the 3rd different winner in 5 chase races. Guy Snyder wins. 2nd spot goes to C.J. LeVere. Got to give an attaboy to him in the 4 car, Michael Keane. Ed Williams Jr., the ETV Live radio car, 3rd. Chad Schilling is 4th, and Chad Cole comes back and finishes 5th.
I'm going to tell you something. Chad Cole, like Justin mentioned, Dakota mentioned, coming out of nowhere. He was fast, one of the fastest on the racetracks, got past Rick Fouts to get that top 5, and I'm going to tell you something. He put one heck of a move on Chad Schilling, trying to convey to 4th. Couldn't quite get the Ford underneath the Chevrolet, tried to go through the grass. A little Dale Earnhardt Sr. move, if you will. Couldn't quite pull the trigger, and Chad Cole comes home 5th.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's your winner. They rock, it's Chad Cole! Cole and Machina Snyder crash each other at the finish line. He was trying to celebrate and do his burnout. Chad Cole is hitting him. He's retaliating against the 27 car. Is that a celebration or is that madness?
No, they're teammates, Wes, the 27 machine of Guy Snyder and Chad Cole, just having a little friendly fun there, friendly fire, if you call it, here at Charlotte. Great race for these guys. I'm gonna tell you something. Let's go to points talk just for a second. Hey, your points leader, Landon Huffman, 25th, 32 laps down.
And how big of a hit is that going to be in the points day?
That is about, and Dakota kind of helped me out with this. I'm thinking 22 points, something like that.
Give me a second. I'll get back to the for sure number.
Get out your calculator and do some math. Absolutely. Guy Snyder, the winner. LeVere, 2nd. Williams, 3rd. Schilling, 4th. And Cole is 5th. We'll take a quick break. We'll get ready for the Bob Earl Racing post-race show as that quest for that Bob Earl Racing seat continues. And again, it is a nice one. A simulation racing cockpit created and designed by championship race car driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit? Bob Earl certainly knows what it means to have a comfortable racing seat. This design features a fully adjustable racing seat and frame, additional monitor stand, and a shifter mount sold separately. A high-quality and affordable alternative to others that cost normally thousands of dollars. Get yours for only $349 plus shipping and handling. See it at BobEarlRacing.com. The Bob Earl Racing post-race show from Charlotte Motor Speedway will be right after this. From Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series on the ETV Live Online Auto Sports Entertainment Network.
Race fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 in the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship. And by the way, if you enjoy great simulation racing, then tune in to the Real Race Talk every Monday night. And the Winter is Motorsports Show. Join yours truly, Mike Neff, and the Midwest Race Reporter, now the co-host, the Racing Cowboy, Justin Rose, now every Monday night from 6 to 8. Of course, catch the latest updates from local dirt, asphalt track, touring series, and much, much more from all over the country. Even we talk to NASCAR stars, driver interviews, and more. And the winner is on Monday night at 6 Eastern, right before the RSR Full Throttle Cup Series Championship. And again, don't forget, next weekend, it's off to Kansas. And also, if you like the open wheel race talk, join us every Tuesday night for IndyCar Racing Chat with Sean Petchett and Company with the Open Paddock live at 9 p.m. East, 9:30 Eastern. Catch Sean and the boys of Motorsports in brief. Eyes on IndyCar Series results, and don't forget about the Mazda Road to Indy updates. All live on ETV Live. That's Tuesday nights at 9:30 Eastern. Go online to www.etv-eplay.net, HD Radio Network, iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and of course Windows Media Guide. Download all of them on your Android, smartphone, BlackBerry, iPhone, you name it. They've got it. If you can touch it and download an app, you can pick us up on ETV Live Radio. It's now time for the Bob Earl Racing Post-Race Show, and let's go right now to our fourth place finisher, I believe. Dakota Ehrman has called up with Chad Cole.
Yeah, actually 5th place, but not by much. Chad Cole, you went through the grass to try to beat the 4th place car across the line. You went through so much controversy. You had a speeding penalty in the beginning. You came back to the front after that. Then you were wrecked, I believe, by a teammate after the wreck was over, and you were on pit road several times and started in the back, and you were yet coming back to the front again and were the fastest car on the track at the end of that run. What was going through your mind?
Wishing I had the race to do over again. Started kind of bad from the get-go. I had except I had the pole, but I messed up turn 2 there, got pretty bad loose, and somehow wound up on the top of 3 wide going into 3 on the first lap, which I wasn't too thrilled about. And but finally, was able to battle back to the lead. Then we got that caution, and like you said, got that speeding penalty, which I wasn't too happy about. I felt like I was keeping pace with Landon and RJ, but it's part of iRacing. It happens, and no one to blame but myself there. There's a lot of fun actually going back to the front. I don't want to do that every week though.
Chad, I mean, how were you able to be the fastest car? I mean, you were competing with the leaders in the short run, and you were the fastest car in the long run. How is that even possible?
You know, I just got a good feel for the track. It's one of the first tracks I raced on when I came to iRacing. It's been about a year now. I've been full-time racing here from NR 2003 where I was at, and I don't know, there's something about the track, I guess. It must be my style or something. It's nice to actually pass Landon a couple times there, and RJ too, and it just sucks to have the race ruined like that. And yeah, like I said, Glenn and I got together. I couldn't see what was going on until it was too late, and I had a little contact there, and actually I got in my right front into Landon there and knocked the toe just a little bit. But you know, it was a fun night.
And Chad, just 2 more questions here. Landon Huffman finished 25th, and you finished 5th. That gives you about 20 points, depending on how many points or laps you led there. What are you thinking as of right now?
Thinking I need to keep digging. You know, it's still a long ways to go, and I think we have 5 races left, and just need to keep doing what I'm doing and try to keep finished top 3, and unfortunately hope that Landon needs to keep getting into trouble there to gain more points, but it's going to be tough.
And who makes that happen for you here, finally?
Well, Bob Earl Race Chassis, for one thing, sponsoring the Full Throttle Cup Series, and ETV guys for broadcasting us, getting the good word out of Real Sim Racing, and the boys at Team Man-Child Racing Motorsports Incorporated with Felix Sabatis. You know, we like to have a little fun in their chat room there. Keep ourselves busy.
Well, thank you, Chad Cole, for speaking with us, and now we're going to pass the microphone on to, I believe, Joshua Harbison, who's standing by with your 3rd place finisher. Or no, Keaton Batman.
That's right, standing here with Ed Williams Jr., the man from out west, getting it done tonight, starting from 37th position, bringing her home 3rd place tonight, the 12th top 5 of his career, 57 starts, over 6,686 miles ran. Ed Williams Jr. in the ETV Live, Chevrolet getting it done. Ed, take us through the race, sir.
Well, we got to thank John and JD at ETV. They've been on the car all year. The Marine Corps Chevy ETV ran great tonight, I'll tell you. We just kept the car under us. Luckily we missed a couple of wrecks there early. Kept a good car under us. Some of the good cars got hurt, and we got better and better as the night went on. We got faster and faster, and we were able to race with them there at the end.
And I tell you, things got real exciting there towards the end. Couple of big a couple of big wrecks. I keep wanting to call them cautions because I can't believe the yellows wasn't thrown. What was your take on that when the wrecks were happening right in front of you with the caution flag or pace car never entering the track?
Well, we saw the 2 cars ahead of there get into each other, and we were close enough. They were going up the track. We got down on the apron, slowed her down enough to get through it. We're surprised too the yellow didn't come out, but we kept digging, and turned out okay for us.
Hey, Edwin, it's Wesley in the booth with Michael Keaton. I just got one question to ask you. If the caution would have failed, like I thought the caution should have came out, would it give you a chance to come up there with a double file or single file restart to close in and try to make a battle with the guy for the win?
Yeah, I don't think I had much for the 2 cars in front of me. I wasn't catching them on the tires we had. I wouldn't suspect I could do it without stopping. getting some tires where they were. But I don't think I had much for them. We're lucky to be where we were. We did a good job of staying out of trouble and keeping tires on the car all night. And real proud again to have ETV on the side, and want to thank all the troops in the Marine Corps out there. That's about it on this end. We're just happy to have a good run and appreciate all the effort you guys do to put this thing on.
Absolutely, Ed, and fabulous job keeping that car safe. The Chevrolet looked good with the ETV logos on it. And one last hurrah at someone that you'd like to thank just for getting this thing done for you tonight, and all season long, 57 starts over the career for yourself here at RSR. And like I said, tons and tons of miles ran. You look good every week in that black ETV 65 machine.
Well, you want to thank Keith Brooks, everything he's done over the years, the leagues I've ran in, he's been in. And I guess we'll just thank Breast Cancer Month. Those pink letters on the numbers on the door worked out for us, so we'll take it. And again, appreciate what y'all do week to week.
Thank you, Ed. And with that said, gonna throw it down to Joshua Harbinson, who's standing by with your second place finisher, the white Chevrolet of C.J. LeVere.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I'm sitting down here with C.J. LeVere. And C.J., man, that was some exciting last laps, man. Take us through it. Had some cars going everywhere. Hey, C.J., you got me?
CJ,
C.J. LeVere, are you with us?
See you later, LeVere. You there, buddy? C.J. LeVere. He might have had to go to the relieve himself after a long race. There he is. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it all. Rewind.
Sorry about that. At the end there, it was pretty crazy. Cars going everywhere. You kind of just had to get what you get. I would have liked to see a yellow. I think I might have had a little something for the 27. I clipped the grass there, and that pretty much ruined it for there.
Yeah, we saw you go through the grass. You had a little trouble early on, but you fought all the way back to second, so that was a really good race for you. And is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Real Sim Racing and John for introducing me. It's my 6th race, and I'm pretty happy here. And we're gonna give it a run and see what we can do for next season. But these next 4 races, you'll see us again.
Well, CJ, I appreciate it. We look forward to it. And now I'm going to have to toss it over to Gatorade Victory Lane, where Wesley Alley is standing by with our winner, Guy Snyder IV.
Well, of course, he's now unbuckling the 5-point safety harness, getting off that mandatory Hans device, putting that steering wheel on the dashboard, and now he acknowledges his crew and his fans, and everybody's going crazy here in Charlotte. Guy Snyder IV in the number 27 Gulf Coast Oils Chevrolet. You win at the Mecca Motorsports, buddy. How does it feel? You finally get a win in the chase.
Oh man, not even in the chase. It's been since I think April since I won. I'm just, oh man, I'm almost speechless, if you can believe that.
Definitely, man, no doubt about it. Talk about that incident there with 3 laps to go. Was it under 10 laps to go when you had R.J. Williams all in your crosshairs, and then all of a sudden the contact was made with the lap car, and then, well, all hell broke loose from there.
Well, that was surprisingly the least exciting part of my race, I thought. I just cut it through the grass. I mean, RJ, that was like, there's the 3 guys that I can't beat. I mean, I go out here, and I'm kind of like your Alex Smith quarterback. I'm a game manager. I mean, I can run top 5, but those guys are just lights out. And if I needed 3 people to have a problem, it had to be Chad Cole, RJ, and Landon Huffman. And, I mean, it happened, and I was like, this is my race to lose. And then I just had to run the rest of the race like that, and they didn't give it to me, but I came out on top, I guess.
Yeah, of course, you have the Gulf race team, oil racing team based out of North Carolina, but you are from Dorset, Pennsylvania. Man, what's it like what would you like to say to all your friends and family back in the Liberty Bell State after getting this victory?
I just hope they're all, they didn't have heart attacks, because as I was pointed head on to the outside wall down the backstretch when me and the leader got together at that point, I thought it was all over. And I got to kind of apologize there to CJ LeVere. I was once that happened and I got out in the lead, my car, something was torqued in the back of the spoiler was in the air, and I could barely hold on to it. And he was right on my bumper, and it was making me so loose. But I mean, I just went on the defense, and he clipped the grass, and I actually then got my my speed back going, and then I was able to pull away. But I don't know, I kind of raced him like he was the guy that almost wrecked me out, and I should have probably gave him more room. But I mean, you'd have had to claw that race out of my cold dead hands, because I was going to give it all she's got.
That is cold, dead hands, and the man out of Dorset, Pennsylvania, goes on to pick up the victory here. He makes the third of 5 different race events in the chase, 3 different winners. Of course, Landon Huffman's dominated them all. R.J. Williams has got one, and now, of course, back in victory lane since April, the number 27 of Mr. Guy Snyder, the 4th, wins. Go ahead and throw out the rest of your sponsors, buddy. I know you got Gulf Oil Coast on the side of your car, but how about the other ones?
I got to thank my team, Team Manchild Racing Incorporated with Felix Sabatas. That's Chad, Lonza, and Glenn Campbell. I got to thank Bob Earl Race Chassis, because that's what we're all aiming for. A little bit ago, I think I might have made up some points here. You guys didn't mention that. Which I don't blame you, because I don't think I'm in the points either at this point. Just gotta thank Snyder Fuels. They kind of pay the bills, so it's just glad to be here. Thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. You guys do a fabulous job, and just gotta thank RSR. I mean, and especially the admins. They take a beating, and but they do what they do.
Well, there's your winner here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we put a close in race number 5 of the chase, and it'll be officially halfway as we go to our next race in race 6 of the chase, and we'll talk about that coming up. The 27 out of Dorset, Pennsylvania, it is Guy Snyder, the 4th in the 27 Gulf Chevrolet. And, of course, before we throw it up to J.D. Webb to close things out for us, final thoughts on pit road. Joshua Harbison, we leave here, we go on to the next battle. What's your thoughts of leaving Charlotte?
Leaving here, it's at least a little bit of a shake-up in the points, but we'll see what the next race looks like. There's a lot of stuff happening tonight that might carry over to the next one.
Absolutely, and always an all-star job. He always does, as I always call him, Michael Keaton, the all-star pit crew. And, of course, Dakota Ehrman has already left the booth for the night on pit road. He went to go try to catch up with some more post-race stories going on throughout the garage area as drivers sulk and evaluate a wild race here at Charlotte in race number 5. What's your final closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Well, I agree with what Joshua said. Big shape up in the points. Can't wait to see what they look like. Can't wait to get to Kentucky Speedway, one of my favorite tracks. 110 laps. And, it's Kansas. Kansas. I thought it was Kentucky. I'm looking on the schedule right now. Race 32, Kentucky Speedway. Have they changed that to Kansas?
Stand corrected. My apologies. I figured that it would be Kansas, but it's not Kansas anymore. It is Kentucky Speedway. I guess Kansas Speedway is not on the list. I figure we follow like the real boys, and they're going to Kansas this weekend. So, Kentucky. We will be at Kentucky Speedway next Monday night. So, at least it's a track with the K. So, we're not going to be in Kansas anymore. So, Dorothy, Toto, you're all going to be safe. Don't worry about the twisters, about the RSR Twister F5 rolling through the town. We're going to be in the Bluegrass State instead. Always, J.D. Webb, take us home, sir.
You bet. I tell you what, Toto is not in Kentucky, Cowboy. We will be at Kentucky next week. But, hey, there you go. It was a great save. I tell you what, everything kind of cuts loose here at ETV Live. But hey, we ain't done yet, Cowboy. Back in the saddle again. I want to thank everybody for all their thoughts and prayers with me and my condition here at home. But I tell you what, we are battling through it. I hear from everybody all the time. But today, I want to make a special announcement. A deal was announced between iRacing and ETV Live. ETV Live will be broadcasting the Pro Series, the NASCAR Pro Series, here on ETV Live. Dakota Ehrman, associate producer, and Mike Conti heavily involved in the negotiations. Look for that to take place on October 30th. The time is yet to be established, but you can read about it over in the iRacing forums and the pro level discussion over there. More racing coming your way from Real Sim Racing, like the boys talking about Kentucky Speedway, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, we ain't done yet. That'll be race number 6 coming at you. And of course, coming this Friday night, the last race, the Friday Night Showdown Series. Mike Conti and the boys, Dakota Ehrman, everybody in the house, we'll all be there. Michigan Speedway, you do not want to miss that one. I'll tell you, after I believe 5 seasons with the Friday Night Showdown Series, what an awesome job and a lot of fun. Of course, big thanks to Wesley Outland tonight, Mike Keaton, Joshua Harbison, Dakota Ehrman moving up a notch here at ETV Live, associate producer. And, of course, who better to thank here than John Wessling? John Wessling, we call him Magic Fingers around the office, but I'll tell you what, there is no better when it comes
While you were gone, he got a new nickname, JD, Fast Track.
Fast Track John Wessling. I tell you what, that can mean a lot of things too. But I tell you, ain't no better in the business than John Wessling.
Just don't call me late for dinner, guys. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Don't call him late for dinner. But big thanks to the whole crew here at ETV Live. A lot more coming your way. Don't forget the ETV Live Radio, ETV Live, ETV-eplay.net, Cowboy. That is where it's at. And for John Abbott and the whole crew at Real Sim Racing, all the boys up here in the booth, we will catch you next time on ETV Live.